Lesbians, this one's for you. Actually, well, I would say it's heavy on the lesbianism. There's...
Bi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open relationships.
Mm-hmm. Older men.
Fluidity.
Wigs.
Big wigs.
Big bad wigs.
Yeah.
Big shiny synthetic wigs.
That's the only thing, as someone from the South, like, everything about this just starting out was very familiar, but the wigs were bad. I'm like, I've never seen a bad wig like that, but everything else felt very familiar.
I remember when this show came out, just seeing like think pieces in the cut of being like, were the bad wigs an intentional choice?
Yeah.
Like, and trying to find like the symbolism behind the bad wigs. And I was like, I just
think the wigs are bad.
I think the wigs were bad. I think maybe season 3, because turns out, by the way, there's 2 seasons already out.
On Netflix, it said season 2 coming. It didn't say it was out.
Oh, maybe I was a little tired when I was doing my research.
So what are we speaking of today?
We are speaking on hunting wives. Wives who like to hunt.
Hunt and cunt.
Yeah.
Hunting cunt, actually.
I was about to say, they're searching for cunt. Mm-hmm. They got their target. What is it? Pull? Shoot.
Yep.
Exactly. And this is our last one for Pride Month.
Mm-hmm. Even though it'll technically be July, but...
It's our last, but as we're watching
we're recording in June.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you're right, only one season.
Yeah, but season 2's coming. And I gotta say, this show has everything that I love in a drama.
Mott's, as we were watching it, Mott's goes, Melissa's gonna love this.
Seemingly good girls acting bad.
Mm-hmm.
A murder mystery. And sex. Mm-hmm. And that's really, if you ask me about my favorite genres, or if you ask me about my favorite dramas, it's what it is.
And these are soapy characters.
Yes, it's very soapy. It's very, like a Mark Cherry type show, Desperate Housewives. I think Mark Cherry hates lesbians, to be honest, but because he never really has any lesbians in his show. But what are we gonna do? But yeah, like Desperate Housewives, Devious Maids, even like some Shondaland shows are like Scandal. That's also seemingly good girl being bad murder mystery. Same
nasty.
Huh?
I said getting a little nasty.
Yeah, and get nasty, and that's what I like.
Yep. And this show, the way that I had no idea when this show was coming out, like this wasn't one that I was hearing people talk about, like, and I didn't even know that it was an adaptation of a book until Mott's asked. He was like, this had to have been an adaptation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is good. And
but it's so random.
It feels too good to not be based on IP.
But so it wasn't like this was like one of those books where I knew about its existence as a book and everybody was like waiting for the show to come out. But it was like as soon as this show dropped, everybody was talking about it. And my only knowledge of this was I watched Trixie and Katya react to it. And I will say from that moment, I was so like taken aback about like the plot and everything, that I had to like look up on Wikipedia, how does season 1 end? And I like read a whole summary of like all of it because I was like so intrigued by it, but I'd never actually watched the whole first episode. And there was a lot missed that I didn't know.
And that's why you gotta watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I knew about this was that it was a Netflix show about Republican women that liked hunting. And I was like, that does not seem like anything I would ever want to watch. And then they did the SNL skit about it. And I was like, what's, because I didn't watch the show and I didn't understand what was happening in the SNL skit to the point where like, is this funny? Because I don't understand what's happening. And now that I have watched the first episode, I'm fully locked in.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, these Republican women are eating cooter? Like, they're on the farm, on the ranch, eating cooter? Like, yeah, that's what this is about. Fantastic cast. You've got Brittany Snow, who I think I love her picker for projects. I love what she chooses to do. Malin Ackerman, Jamie Ray Newman, Katie Lowes. Yes. Shout out Katie Lowes.
From, if you don't know, very deep in Shondaland with... Scandal and Anna Delvey.
She's also was in a show that was gone too soon. Grosse Pointe Garden Society, right? No.
It's like, where was she in
No,
that?
was it her or was it Amy Santiago?
Amy Santiago, which you said was in this show.
No,
but
I think I'm mixing.
You mixed it up.
I think I'm mixing up who's in what.
Yeah. Yeah, Melissa
Amy's
Fumero.
in that. Melissa Fumero's in that one.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when we got to it, I was like, where is she?
It's the same wig and same outfit kind of stuff, like the whole aesthetic of it. That's what I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm picturing that. And Christy Metz is in it. And then one of my favorite underrated male actors, Dermot Mulroney.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I saw him cry on the Drew Barrymore show about like how much he like loves Drew Barrymore, I was like, oh, this is sweet. And she had a huge crush on him, and he was like, no, like when she was like young, and he was like, oh no, I'm like a big brother. I'm not this. That would be gross. And then she was like, and I really respected that, and I was like, oh, that's really sweet because no other man, that like, and it like broke his heart to have someone who is so much younger than him like express interest in him like that he like made it his mission to like, protect her. And I was like, oh wow, that's lovely. So we're in East Texas, which I don't know what is East Texas. Is there a specific kind of vibe?
That's where Houston is, but I wouldn't say this is Houston. It's not Houston at all.
I've never been to Houston, and this didn't feel.
Yeah, this isn't Houston at all. Maybe it's like Northeast Texas. I don't know.
It's just supposed to be not Dallas, essentially.
Yeah, and Dallas is Central Texas.
Yeah. So, Brittany Snow plays Sophie, who is a tightly wound blonde girl from Boston who has relocated to Texas for her husband's job.
She's not from Boston.
That's where
she makes it very clear that she is from Cambridge, which is close to Boston, but not. It's where Harvard is.
And anybody who's been to Harvard, they really want to make that distinction. Do you?
She's married to this man named Graham who just got a new job. They have a son named Jack. And their relationship seems a little strained. He seems very controlling.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems very much about his image. And he also, great casting because looks a little scary.
No, the way I was like, I don't like this man's face. And Mott's was like, what do you mean? I go, well, I don't know if they did it on purpose, but he's so blocky. He's so Lego-y, and he's got this like eyes, stern face.
Yeah.
It's not
the thing is they look like they would fit in perfectly, like physically look like they'd fit in perfectly with these people. And I don't know if he's like putting on air so that they can fit in, but she's like, I'm not this girl.
From the start, she's very clear that like this is not her place and this is not, and he's just being like essentially fake it. And I'm like, ooh, are you maybe faking that you're not this guy?
Yep.
And that like you actually do subscribe to all of this shit? Because I'm relating to her so heavily from the start. Like she's already like, I fucking hate this place. I hate Texas. I don't understand these people. I don't like these vibes. I don't like guns. I don't like any of this like shit. Like this is not who I am. I'm like a city girl. Like I like gay people. Like this is really fucking weird to me. And like I'm miserable here.
But we've skipped over how the show even starts though.
Of the intro?
Yeah. It starts with, not even that. It starts with a blonde woman, which I think we're supposed to believe is her, but I don't think it's actually her. But we're following this blonde woman running through the woods getting hunted, who's like cut up and bruised and has been shot, but she's getting shot at as she's running. She is getting hunted.
And it has the words on the screen 3 weeks earlier, which
so
I was
like,
in
for a ride.
Wait, hold up. 3, because I know what happens, but I was like, damn, this is 3 weeks? 3 weeks from this, they're getting shit done in Texas. These hunting wives, they know what they do, and they have their roles.
Yeah. And we also learned that she has a scar on her stomach, too, which kind of looks like a maybe recent miscarriage, but I don't know.
I think it looked like a hysterectomy scar, but like more of an emergency one. It's too high for something lower like that. I also immediately noticed, and I'm so sorry if this offends anybody, I couldn't live in Texas for a multitude of reasons. My God, I hate those houses. My God, the sheer size, once you see the size of the humans compared to the house, thinking about all of the dust bunnies in a home that size, all of the surfaces that need to be wiped, need to be cleaned. And I feel like they shot it in Texas, right?
It looks like Texas. Because like when they were driving down the street, I was like, everything just felt very familiar to me. even like from Arkansas, which is on the border of Texas, like everything just felt like this is where I'm from.
Well, I really liked it because, like, it felt like you're saying, it felt like all immersive. Like, I'm like, that's when they go to, like, later on, when they go to, like, the cabin, and I go, that's not a Colorado mountain cabin.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a California cabin. Like, it's so distinctly Texas. And you can also even tell from the house that her and her husband live in, they pull up to it, it's a whitewashed brick. It is
they actually shot it in North Carolina.
Okay, well, similar architecture styles.
Yeah.
But, like, the house that her and her husband are in is more of, like, a whitewashed brick style. It still is the same kind of, like, architecture style, but it's a lot smaller. There's there's a yard in the front. There's grass. There's all of these other things. It's not as, like, sprawling. And then you have it in contrast when we see some of the other, like, wives' homes that are these, like, really, like, Southwest style. You've got, like, the burnt sienna, kind of that, like, warm kind of tone and colors, and it's much more, like, ranchy. And we've got the girl from Boston who's gotten the closest thing she can get to a brownstone, which is just a whitewashed version of a brick. But I just thought that aspect of it, I was like, oh, this feels...
I loved it.
Feels like overwhelmingly Texas, and it makes sense for a girl who cannot stand this place, that she's, like, overwhelmed by the concept of it.
So they're going to her husband's boss's house for, seems like she's thinking it might just be like a barbecue get together, but as they pull up, it is like to this massive home. There are so many cars and so many people there. They're dressed up. Then we learn it's a fundraiser, not just any fundraiser, but a fundraiser for the NRA. And she's looking around with all these people who are openly carrying guns. And she is very overwhelmed and like, I need to get out of here.
I've never seen more. This is me. This would be me. Someone born and raised in California, I would have no idea what to do. I would be, like, so out of my comfort zone. And so I was like, oh yeah, she played it very well. And we've already started to see from when she was dealing with the scar on her stomach that, like, she clearly has some level of anxiety to the point where that's not totally under control, but like it's a pretty severe anxiety. So on a verge of a panic attack, she goes into the house to kind of get a break from all of the loud noises and all of the chaos and all of the guns and all of the NRA Republican motifs, and goes into the bathroom and accidentally walks in on Malin Ackerman's character, Margot, right? Her sifting through the cabinets in the bathroom. And she's like, oh my God, so sorry. But this is their intro.
What an intro it is.
Off rip. We have Malin Ackerman in the shiniest synthetic wig. It's quite literally a Party City wig. It is levitating off of her hairline.
Her hair to me was the most accurate out of all the other ladies' hair. Like Katie Lowe's hair is ridiculous.
Katie Lowe's hair is looking a little bit like a Nancy Reagan,
it just felt very dated.
Yes.
And she has a lot of hair. I'm like, just poof up her hair.
Yep.
Sophie walks into the bathroom where, like you said, Margot is looking around for things. And she's like, do you have a pad? And Sophie's like, I have a tampon. And Margot goes, I can't use one of those, which I thought was an interesting line.
For someone you've also just met, this is like a bit of information that maybe will be relevant at some point later. And then she's like, sorry. And she's like, it's okay. And she unzips her dress. We get titties on Netflix. She takes a wad of toilet paper, sticks it in her undies.
And keep in mind, she's wearing a dress. She
with a massive slit.
Yes.
She didn't even have to hike the whole thing up. No.
She also could have waited until Sophie left. This is very pointed.
Yep. But we're also maintaining a little bit of eye contact as we have disrobed.
Not even a little bit. It's very...
Yep.
I'm not ashamed at all.
No.
And then, so after she's done, Sophie is in shock, but awe, and also maybe a little turned on by this.
Maybe she liked what she saw.
And Margot's like, you can use the bathroom. I don't care. I don't mind. We've got all the same parts. And Sophie's like, oh, I actually didn't come in here for that. I just needed a break and I was going to pop a Xanax. And at first, because we're at this kind of party, you think that Margot might be judging her a little bit, but she gets right up in her face and was like, got another?
And then
This is a meet cute, guys.
No, literally, heated rivalry. Take note. But like then she goes, yeah, and hands her a Xanax, which I think is objectively, like, it tells you everything about, like, sure, everyone thinks we're learning about Margot in this moment. We're learning everything about Sophie in this moment. Yep. What do you mean you're giving a stranger a Xanax? Like, that's crazy. You can't do that. You don't know this person. You don't know what other things that they're, like, you're at your husband's work party. What if this ends up being someone important? And guess what?
I have been around people, though, that are taking a Xanax and they're just like, do you want one?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And sometimes in the situation, I did want one.
No, totally. But not at her husband's work party. You don't know who this woman is. Like, And also learning about some things we learned about Sophie later, I go, don't do that.
Right. So then we're back out at the party, and husband's boss gets up and makes a speech.
Yep.
A very dog whistly speech about people with guns and how this woman in their neighborhood seemingly disappeared, and they've been looking for her, and the bad people with guns took her, and so we need to be strapped up so that us good people with guns can protect ourselves.
Which is classic Republican. I was like, wow, this is remarkably
it was
on
so
point.
Well written. Mm-hmm.
Like, and I've also heard like a lot of Republican women like watched this show, and I was like, well, I wonder what that felt like, because it's so clear it's not a sound argument, but I think like on paper people are like, no, that makes total sense, but it's like, okay, but still more guns.
Yeah. And so he walks off stage, and so we learn that Sophie used to work in politics, but a long time ago before her son was born, so like 6 years ago. And so he's asking, like, you know, what'd you think of my speech? And she's very cagey. His name is Jed, which, what a name. Jed Banks, Jeb Bush. He's talking about maybe he'll run for governor, and he's pushing her, like, I want your honest opinion about what my speech was. And, you know, at first she was like, you know, it did what you were aiming for it to do, but it was racist.
Yeah, she was just racist, but I think that was the point.
Right.
Like, you know, us versus them. You really, you were able to still be charismatic, and your base, like, loved it, and they really responded well to it. So, like, yeah, I think you did a good job. And he was like, I love this. He loved it. And so did his wife that he has introduced us to now, who is Margot, the lady with the Xanax, the titties, and the bloody undies.
Yeah. So therefore, if this is their home, she didn't have to be in the guest bathroom. All that was a ruse. She was not looking for a pad. She just wanted an excuse to take off her clothes and see what Sophie's reaction was to it.
Because also, she would know if she had a pad there.
Right. She wouldn't be looking in the guest bathroom. She would be in her bathroom in her home.
Yep. So she's clearly enamored by Margot. Margot calls over some of her friends. They are the hunting wives. You know, they've all got different. So her husband is Jed Mulroney, who is, he wants to run for office, but he does something else now. Like,
he runs whatever company that Sophie's husband works for.
Yeah, and her husband does architecture.
There's so many different parts of his company that he doesn't.
He sounds like rich bajillionaire.
Yeah.
Like, who's just got money. And then we meet her other friends, one whose husband is the sheriff, another one whose husband is the pastor. Is that the religious term?
Yeah. And their names are Jill and Callie. And then Margot is also enamored with Sophie even more. And then the girls themselves the women are all talking about each other's titties and grabbing each other's tits. But it's like, you know, we're just girls.
Yep. They're drinking beer. They're talking about their body. It's very, and it feels very opposite from at least it seems from Sophie's reaction, the kind of Texas that she has experienced so far. Like, this seems more so how, like, progressive women talk about their bodies and their friendships. Like, this doesn't feel as, like, conservative or buttoned up or, like, Christian or old school or whatever. So she seems to be like a little floored, but also like excited about this prospect. And very quickly, Margot tells her, hey, every Friday we go to our lake house. Like, you'll come. Like, we'll have drinks. It's so
It's
fun.
not even an invitation. It's like, you're coming.
And she's like, okay. And as the night, they've been there for a little bit. Party's weird. And her husband's like, okay, yeah, we should actually probably get going. She goes to leave and Margot's like, you didn't give me your number. Like, you're coming on Friday. And she gives her the number. And this is flirtatious. This is like, oh my God, I'm giving her my number. This is exciting.
Yeah. And also Jill is looking for her son because she can't find him. And Margot knows something's up, so she's like, I'll go find him for you. He's probably just upstairs with the twins. The twins are upstairs. They are playing video games, but her son is in bed with his girlfriend. They've had sex one time, but she is like, that was a mistake. We shouldn't do that again. And she gets down on her knees and prays while he's jacking off.
It's so high school.
And Margot walks in. She sees it. She clocks what he's doing. Seems like he's into it. Seems like they might have had something in the past. But then she quietly closes the door.
But not before he continues eye contact with her while he's jacking himself up until completion. And then Margot shuts the door.
And then
pretends to come back in.
She pretends that she's coming back in and being like, hey, you guys should probably go. But she's giving more like, I'm the cool mom. Like, I'm not going to tell what happened, but you should, go. His mom's looking for him. So the girl leaves, but I think his name's Brad. He kind of lingers behind and is like, I could be up again if you're down. And it seems like she was going to be into it, but she just like zips up his pants and it's like, leave.
Yep.
I don't want you. So then when Sophie and Graham get back home, they're getting ready for bed and Sophie gets a text from Margot that is again like basically saying, nice to meet you, see you on Friday. And also the emojis that she uses is like a fire and
kissy face.
Yeah. Very flirtatious. And Sophie's into it. She's happy she's found a friend.
Because her husband, I cannot stress enough, is incredibly off-putting.
Yes. Graham is, ugh. And then this is where we're back at Margot and Jed's house. And he is asking, like, you like her, don't you? And she's like, well, you like her, don't you? And they want to get back up to their old extracurricular activities. He does this thing where he just like throws her hand on his belt buckle. And I'm like, smooth. But they're also talking about his run for governor. They say Abbott, so I'm like, we are in current time.
I was dead when he was like, Abbott's pissed. And I was like, oh my God, we're really going there. Yeah. We're really going there.
Actual governor of Texas, if you don't know. But she's like, well, if you do that, people might dig into your past and things may come up like that you don't want people to know. And, I like our life. I don't want to ruin that. And he's just mulling it over.
Yeah, and he's also similar to the vibe we've gotten from Sophie's husband, despite the fact that, like, Margot is big personality, seems to call these shots, do whatever she wants. Her husband very quickly is like, stop talking about that. Like, he's lays down the law. It's very clear that as progressive or as independent, free-thinking she has projected herself to be, like, she still is a wife to a husband in a traditional marriage, despite the fact that most things about this specific marriage are not traditional. So Sophie's husband, Graham, is dropping her off there to the cabin. And in the car, he's like, she's getting a little nervous. We've seen this through line of her having like this really intense anxiety. And he literally tells her, don't be emo. And I was like, I hate your fucking husband. And the kid's in the car. Like, your son just heard you say that to your wife. Like, ew. And she's like a little nervous about this and I also wrote down, there's literally I told Mats, I was like, there's no way I would do this. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, there's no way I would go to the house of like my husband's boss's wife the night after I met her, all like in a fucking cabin on a lake all together. I would never go and just hang out there all together. Like if I don't even drive a car, like oh God, yeah. She's brave. She's trying so hard. And like, I give her that. Like, obviously she has like ulterior motives because she's flirting with Margot the whole time. But besides that, I'm like, Graham, you should be kissing the fucking ground she walks on. Like, she's going above and beyond in a place that she does not feel like comfortable in, that she fits in at all. And Margot opens the door and she's got a like lame gold dress on, all her jewelry. And we also did a good close-up shot, which I was like, I loved, of Sophie's like Birkenstock, not like style shoes, and her like free people-y dress, like very boho casual. And you have Margot, hair, nails, makeup done in a cocktail dress.
Yes.
At a lake house.
Yes. And she opens the door and she's like, just made a fresh batch of margaritas. And then Sophie goes, I don't drink. And then Margot just slams the door in her face.
Sophie's aghast. Oh my God. She opens it and she goes, oh my God, that was so funny. You just seen your face? Mm-hmm. I was like, the power trip here is so crazy. She brings her in. She sees Callie and Jill. And then she's also introduced to 2 other friends. They're all drinking together minus Sophie. But again, these women are dolled up. They all look like realtors. Everybody looks like a realtor.
And Sophie's like, so what do you guys do? And they're like,
she's like,
wife,
like for job, like, oh, we don't work.
We wife.
Like, we're the hunting wives. Like, what do you do?
And it's giving very like Real Housewives. When they had Real Housewives of Dallas, same vibes, but those women were awful.
But I don't think these women are great either.
No, they're not. But I enjoy these women where they're
also not real.
Yes, they're not real. The Real Housewives of Dallas were just awful people, just like,
and they're real people, so they're just, they're real. They're bad.
And it was very much when they when the show launched, I believe it was right when Trump had won presidency. Oh, so it was bad, real bad. These women seem like they either don't vote, or if they vote, they wouldn't have voted for Trump. They just didn't vote.
No. Except
for Katie Lowe's character. She seems like she just does what her husband, even though we haven't met her husband, she just seems like the type that does what her husband tells her to do.
But I also find it funny, she asks what they do for work, and then she talks about like her job, that she used to work in PR, but she hasn't worked in PR in 6 years. And I was
and I'm like, what are you judging them for?
Yeah, so I think what we're seeing, what they're trying to display is that she is judging these women for a life that she thinks she's like so above, but like she's living in. Like this concept of like, oh, these women who just listen to their husbands and do all that. I'm like, girl, that's what you do. Like you might not vote the same way as them, but like you're also in this relationship dynamic that you don't like, but like I think you have to tell yourself it's so different than all these other people's, that like, so you're not getting caught up in the fact that like, oh shit, I'm in a situation that's not good. So they're, talking, whatever. And then it's like, okay, we're going out on the boat. They go out on the boat with their guns and they've been drinking. And this I wrote down, this is my worst nightmare. Drinking with guns on a boat.
Like, and you can see like the whole thing was Margot's like trying to loosen her up. But this is actually like making it worse. And Margot's been like secretly caressing her, like not secretly, but caressing her.
Yeah, finding excuses to touch her. Things that are, again, flirty.
Yeah. So they take the boat out, and even Sophie's like, "Are those guns loaded?" And they're like, "What's the point of a gun if it's not loaded?"
No, I'm so Sophie in this moment. I'm like, "Oh, of course. So sorry. I guess you're right."
Then they get out and they go skeet shooting, and is it Jill that is very jealous of what's going on? Callie.
Jill's the one who's talking to her about how Callie and Margot are so close and they always pull for each other, which is, I'm learning new things. It's what you do when you're the person who like stomps on the thing or whatever.
Pull.
And she comments on like, wow, like Margot's really good. It's like, oh, you think she's good? You should see Callie. Callie wins competitions for this. Callie is a great shot. And I'm like, Callie's a great shot. Good to know. And then as Margot's done, Callie's, like they say, they always do it for each other. They always go first. They're very close. They're inseparable. But then Margot turns to Sophie and goes, Sophie's never done this before. It's Sophie's turn. And Callie's like, what? She goes, no, Sophie's going to go next because she hasn't done this before. Like, it's her turn. She's new. And Callie's like, and she goes, Sophie's going. And it's like, oh, Callie is not pleased about this. And we're seeing the hierarchy of this. It's at the top, Margot, underneath Callie, but that spot is seeming a little unstable right now.
Yeah.
And paired with guns is a little spooky.
So Sophie goes up, doesn't know what she's doing. She tries to shoot and nothing happens because the safety was still on, which I thought was, this is foreshadowing to something.
Have you ever gone skeet shooting?
No. It doesn't bother me. I just haven't had the opportunity to
I just didn't know if that was like, because this was a social activity with adult women, but I wasn't sure if that
not part of my group of friends. Yeah. So then she shoots again, and this time there's so much recoil that because she didn't tighten up on it, which I do know that is something you're supposed to do, even though I've never shot a gun. She didn't tighten up on it, and so it hit her shoulder. So then that gives Margot an excuse to go up and do some more caressing and touching, pulls her real close. There's intimate moments of looking and longing in eyes, and you got this.
Legs between legs, really showing.
She really kicked them open, to be honest.
She did. Really showing her, wedged up, booter to cooter. Just let me show you exactly how to hold and handle a piece of machinery.
And you gotta breathe in and breathe out and be one with the gun. So she does it, and remarkably,
I was like, okay, that's not realistic.
Really good. She gets it. She hits the disc on the first shot, and all the girls are like, yay.
Callie, not too happy.
No.
So she's like, oh, okay, I should, it's getting dark. I probably should go. My husband he'll be picking me up in a few. And they're like, no, girl, we're going to the club.
Yeah. But before that, also, Katie Lowe's character leaves because she has to go get her son from basketball. He has a basketball game. So we get a scene of them at the basketball game. Chrissy Metz is there. She's the mother of Brad's girlfriend. It's clear that Katie Lowe's doesn't like her for some reason. It also seems like
Jill loves her son.
Yes, I was going to say, she seems like she might want to fuck her son, too. Yeah.
She's so deeply in love and obsessed with her son. Like, she's left, so far, every event they've had, she's left for something basketball related for her son who's going to full ride to Baylor. And I was like, oh my God, that's so accurate. And so, he's got to play his pickup game. It's really important. And, she's dropping everything for her kid. All the rest of these women also have kids. We haven't seen them. It's not, it's in passing. It's whatever. But she is so diehard, obsessed in love with her son, that level of love is also, in turn, that level of hate she has for his girlfriend, who I think most likely in her mind not only is getting between her and her son, but is getting between her son and his future, even though her son's a really bad boyfriend. I don't think you've got shit to worry about.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind, he is the son of a pastor. So then he wins the game. His girlfriend kisses him. Katie does not like this.
No. And she made banana pudding and invited them over, and she's like, sorry, the boys are coming with me to go get ribs at Joe's.
Yeah. But also, I don't want to ruin my diet.
As she looks up and down her mom. Oh my God. God, these people. And also, what do you mean you're bringing your son and his best friend to a club that happens to serve ribs? Okay. Texas?
Yeah, that's Texas. That's nothing. They're going to the honky tonk where they're boot scooting boogie. There's ribs.
I believe that. This is why, any Europeans who are Americans don't understand culture because they, have never left the country. You have to understand, view how I am looking at this show as someone from California. It is a whole different, it's a completely foreign concept because that's how culturally different our whole country is. The whole time I was thinking that, I was like, wow, Europeans who think that we have no culture, it's a homogenous culture here. It's crazy because, I cannot relate to any aspect of this.
Yeah, like I've gone to clubs where they're like they're selling plates before the actual club itself opens.
Great.
So you show like you've already been drinking, you show up, you get a full plate of food, you eat, and then that's when the actual club starts is after that.
Hey, well, so they're gotta make sure you got stamina.
And they're getting people in the door too. Like it's a good way to get people in the door.
And once you're there, you're not gonna leave necessarily. Yeah, good call. That's smart.
And then people are gonna drink.
Move. Yeah.
So the other women are at the bar.
Well, they're trying to go before, and she's like, "Oh no, my husband, like he's picking me up." And they're like, "No, we're going." And she's like, "Well, I don't like we don't lie to each other." And she was like, "What kind of marriage is that?" Like, huh? And so then
they had told her just to lie to him.
Yeah. And then she's like, he doesn't have to know. And she's like, "Well, I don't lie." And they're like, "What marriage do you have if you're not lying to your husband?" And she is giddy. She's got a motherfucking crush. So she's lying to her husband or withholding information or whatever, and she just kind of goes along with it. And the whole time I'm like, yeah, logistically, this is not good. Your husband seems very controlling. He's supposed to pick you up at a certain time, and then you're supposed to call him, but you're like just ignoring him and like hoping, and you're just going to deal with it later, which I was like, I don't know how that's going to work
I'm
out.
like, perfect lie setup. I'm trying to make a great impression with your boss's wife. Like that's really all that had to happen. But, you know, she's not thinking straight. She's on the Xanny.
Yep.
She's a little love struck.
Yep.
And she's like, I don't want to give too many details.
Yep. And
any details.
Her husband from the beginning, when they were getting drinks at the party, he was like only one. Like, and we know she doesn't drink, and so this seems to be like a touchy subject, probably between the two of them. So they go to this bar, club, ribs,
line dancing place,
pole. What do you call it? Pool.
Sauna. Huh?
They're playing pool.
Oh yeah.
They're doing all that, and she's mostly observing. And she's watching Margot dance with someone. And
not just before they even get there, they're taking body shots off each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of
where they're literally licking, where Margot licks Sophie's arm, puts some salt on there, licks it again, and takes a shot, and licks it.
Yep, tongues were not staying in mouths.
No.
And then when she's
like, even if you don't drink, you're still doing body shots.
You're still participating. So a man comes up to Sophie while she's sitting watching, asking if she's there with Margot. And she's like, yeah. And Sophie can't, like, it's just weird. The vibe is not necessarily like this man is hitting on her, but the vibe is not that this man is, something's up. This man is either overly friendly in a way that is like inappropriate with her, or he's overly friendly in a, like, it's either in a sinister way or in a way that, like, he's got something to tell her.
And it also looks like his eye has been shot.
Yes.
Like with a gun.
That, like, he wants to know if she's with Margot. And at first it seems like because he's trying to pick her up. And then it also becomes with, I gotta tell you something about Margot. Yeah. That's the vibe.
It very much seems like, you know, this is a creepy man. But actually, he probably is trying to save your life.
Yeah. And so as she's like asking a follow-up question, Margot notices and comes immediately over. And the guy's like, hey, you look familiar. You look like someone I know, Mandy. And she was like, nope. But as soon as she says Mandy, she goes, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck away. And snaps. And and Sophie's like, oh, okay, wow. At first I thought this was maybe she was coming to like save me from a creepy old guy who's trying to hit on me. But now this seems like, oh, this might not be a stranger. This might be a guy you know, and like he might have been trying to tell me something. But again, she's blinded by lust. And infatuation. So at this point, the boys have come. They're getting their ribs. There's a little eye flirting going on with Brad and Margot. Also, there's Callie. Callie is seeing all of this kind of stuff going on. And they talk about how late it's getting for last call. And Sophie's like, shit. Runs outside, doesn't realize how late it's been. She's like, I'm going to be in so much fucking trouble with my husband. Fuck. Tries to find an Uber. Can't get an Uber. And
bad service.
Now we have Brad's friend from basketball who's like, hey, so you're also friends with Margot. You're with Margot. And asks her how old she is, which this is the first time in this show, Mott's gasps. He goes, oh, And I go, that's what got you? He asked her how old she was, and he goes, you can't ask that. And I go, I'm sorry, that was the one that was most out of pocket in this whole thing, for sure. And he says that he's 18, and I love how she delivered that line. She goes, okay, good to know. Like, she's so clearly like, I'm not, it wouldn't even cross my mind to flirt with this child. Like, you think this whole dynamic of this fucking friend group is crazy, because what do you mean? I wasn't, what? Okay.
Yeah, he's also like, you're friends with Margot, like insinuating that like everybody is sleeping together, but Sophie's not picking up on it.
No, and like, so he's using that as being like, hey, we know how it goes. And he's like, so I'm 18. And she goes, oh, okay. Like, she's so clearly not in her depth here whatsoever. But she can't find an Uber. He's offering to drive her home. And she's like,
Jamie.
She's like, what? And Margot comes out at that time, asks what's up, and she's looking at them like, oh, you guys. And it's like, oh my God, no.
She even says like, he's cute, what's up?
And she's like, wait, what the? Like, this thought hasn't even crossed Sophie's mind of being like, I'm so sorry, are we flirting with teenager? Like, that was not what I've never been a part of that. And then Margot's like, oh my God, you need to get home? Like, no, I'll just drive you home. And Callie's like, wait, no, you're supposed to be driving me home. And she goes, it's fine, Jill will drive you home. Like, don't worry about it. She's like, no, you're supposed to drive me home. And as Mott said, she's ended the lesbian activities after dark. And that's what that means. So I was like, oh my God, but she's been drinking. And Mott says, it's like business drunk.
It is.
I was like, oh my God, okay.
She's been drinking all day.
All day. By the way, we've never seen Margot without a glass of alcohol in her hand since she's been introduced on this show. So I'm like, oh my God, this woman is on.
We did when she was putting paper towels in her cooter.
There was she had a glass on the counter.
It was on the counter. It wasn't in her hand.
Yeah, it was still there. She
followed by taking a Xanax.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's never been without alcohol. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. We've known this woman for 48 hours and she has not stopped drinking. Like, she's still drunk. She's like, this is a bender.
It's just been 24 hours.
True.
Oh, I guess because it was a couple days in between with Friday.
And so I'm like, oh my God. And so she's driving long, dark road. I'm like, crazy. The girl who like
doesn't drink,
has anxiety, is getting behind the wheel or getting in a car with a woman who is drunk. Like, wow.
But, we quickly learn.
Yeah. Like, oh, why don't you drive? Why don't you drink? Oh, I had a DUI. And I go, oh, okay, so we're just not actively committing it, but we're fine with endorsing other people doing it. And
she's like, I get it, girl.
Yeah. And she's like, ooh, tough. And it's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I was like, kind of bad. And it was like, ooh, okay. And as they're like talking, and suddenly Margot gets like really shifty, being like, how long has that car been following us? And Sophie's like, what? And it's like long, dark country road. So, by the way, Sophie, survival skills of a fucking fish. What do you mean you didn't notice there was a car following you? There's no other cars on this road. And Margot's like, how long? And she's like, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. So Margot's like, well, let's smoke them out. So she says, pass me that in the glove compartment. Grabs it. Oh, it's a gun. She hands her gun. And
it's strategically put on her lap. Like, look at this.
And then she's like slowing the car down to see if the car will slow down, essentially playing chicken with the car of being like, are you gonna hit me? Are you gonna what's going on here? And she has the gun out ready. Sophie's not handling this well whatsoever. She's anxious, and the guy, the person behind the car on the other wheel at the last second zips around, all that, and Sophie's screaming, what the fuck was that? You could have gotten us killed. What was that for? And she's like, I think it was that guy who was hitting on you at the bar. Maybe he was trying to follow us. And she was like, wait, what? Like, you said he was harmless and it like that he was just some guy. You didn't know him, and now you're telling me you think he's stalking us? Like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, chill. I need a cigarette. So they pull to an abandoned parking lot, which I'm sorry, if you're gonna drive drunk with a gun in your lap and you mean to tell me you draw the line at smoking a cigarette while you're driving? Like, that's where you draw the amount of times I see people, which I think is, I'm sorry, you call me a square, I think it's objectively crazy, the amount of people I see smoking cigarettes in their car with all of the windows rolled up.
But like, I think all of this was, I think that Margot was very aware that car wasn't following them. She just wanted to do something exciting to get Sophie's heart rate up. and then pull over to this parking lot.
Privacy.
It was just a way to like, I got your back. Like, she's trying to protect, like, putting that fear into Sophie, but it's okay. I can protect you. Now that she's like seemingly calming down, Margot, this is part of Margot's seduction.
Well, Margot would be a really great producer for The Bachelor, because that really does feel like this is where we've manufactured highs and lows of emotion to bring us closer together.
Yes. I mean, that's 100% what she was doing.
This is where we get the, oh, yeah, I had a DUI. I don't drive anymore. Like, Graham doesn't want me to. Like, I used to.
Want you to.
Like, yeah, and she's like,
Margot's so offended by it.
She goes, I'm sorry, you just do whatever I do whatever the fuck I want to do. You don't? Like, what? And again, it's like a mix of like, she's attracted to Margot, but she also really wants to impress Margot because she thinks Margot's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even know at this point if she knows she's attracted to Margot or she just thinks that, like, I want to be friends with her. She's really cool. And it's like, you also want to be more than friends with her, but okay. And so Margot's like, here, I'll, like, get behind the wheel again.
Yeah. And so that's the whole thing. Like, that fear, and now it had been manufactured.
Yep.
And now she's seemingly giving Sophie her power back.
And Sophie's like, I can't drive a stick. And she's like, it's fine. You'll figure it out. And she goes, you just need some of this. And then hands her a flask. And I go, I'm so sorry. We're pre-gaming her driving a car. She hasn't driven a car in 6 years because of her DUI. And we're pre-gaming that with alcohol. And Sophie's like, okay. And I was like, wow, the decision-making, flawed. But also at the same time, I'm like, so do you have a problem with this? Or do you have a husband who, like, did you make a mistake? And I'm sure that's incredibly controversial to say. But, like, did you make a grave mistake having a DUI? Or do you have a problem with drinking, let alone drinking and driving?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, we're going to do donuts in this parking lot after you've had some whiskey. The stress I would feel. And she's loving it. It's exhilarating. And she drives her back home. And it's literally rom-com level. Like, she's looking out the window. I had a great night with you. And literally Sophie's sitting there, like, as if she's waiting for Margot to kiss her. But, like, she doesn't even know that that's what she's waiting for. But, like, it's just, like, it's a pregnant moment. There's a lot of weight there lingering in the air. And Margot just, like, smiles at her. And it's like...
Not just that, Margot goes, I love you. And then Sophie stutters because it is like it hit her like right in the gut. Sophie's saying it in like a casual way of like, I love you, girl. But Sophie's more like, actually, that did something to me. Yeah. And she just stutters and she's like, I love you too.
Oh my God. It's so clear Sophie's out of her depth. Out of her depth. And Margot, like Margot's manufacturing. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing. She gets out of the car and, like, Sophie turns around multiple times and Margot's just, like, smiling.
Yep, she's watching, which it may not, I don't know if they meant this in, like, a cultural way, which I think they did, but in the South, like, you wait until somebody fully goes inside before you drive off. And I think that Sophie probably wasn't used to that, and so she's expecting something.
Oh, see, because to me, that is base level you have to do for people.
Some people don't do that.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't. Maybe it's an East Coast thing because like everyone I've ever known, like West Coast, you always do. But
and it's always like the other person will be like, "Text me when you get home."
I would be so deeply offended if I like had a friend, like even like a friend, drop me off and they like didn't wait till what. No, like you wait till the person gets inside. And like even if it's like late at night, wait till they get inside and then they text you, I'm inside and then I'm leaving. So that makes sense if that's a different cultural aspect to it. She sneaks back in, tucks her son in. He's already in bed, and she crawls into bed next to her husband. And
I'm like, girl, go shower. Go brush your teeth. Go do something.
Take your makeup off?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely anything. But no, she's goo gaga in love. She's completely not thinking straight. And she gets into bed, and her husband obviously says, you smell like whiskey. And she just goes, no, I don't. Go to sleep, Graham. Just close your eyes and go back to sleep. And then seemingly he does. And I was like, wait, now I'm confused about your relationship dynamic. Like, who is in the controlling stage of this? Because what do you mean if he thinks that if it's been established in your relationship that you have an alcohol problem, you come home smelling like whiskey, you just tell him, no, I don't. I actually don't. Just go to sleep. Honey, you're tired. And he just listens? What?
So Callie is home. We know that her husband is a sheriff. And she takes his badge and uses it to tap into his computer system for work. All this very manufactured, but I'm tapped in. She looks up Sophie's name, and I'm like, this is a very common name. It could be anyone. But anyway, she looks up Sophie's name in the database, and it comes back that her records are sealed.
Also, I love that she doesn't look up in a specific county. She doesn't look up in any... Oh, no, she does. She looks up Cambridge.
She puts in Cambridge, yeah.
She looks up Cambridge, but like no precinct, no year, no...
And I'm like, he's in Texas.
Yeah, no middle initial, no... We didn't have to go anything. It's just a database of all crimes committed ever anywhere in the United States.
Yep. Also, Brad has snuck out when he returns home. He snuck out, and he's going to get his girlfriend, Abby, and she's basically like, here's my purity ring. She gives it to him, and it's like, okay, we're going to have sex again.
Well, it's also because she asked him, was Margot there? So clearly she knows about this, realizes she's losing him, and is like, actually, you know what? I thought about it more. We've already had sex before. We can have it again.
Yeah.
And he's like, sick, because he's pouting before.
Yep. And Jill goes up to his room, and she knows what's up and is upset about it. And then Margot goes home, and Jed is in the hot tub with 2 other women, and she's unfazed by it.
She's like, hey, honey. Hey, ladies.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, are you coming to join? And she's like, nah, I'm tired.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I was like, this show is wild.
Yeah. And also in a previous scene of them together, we had learned that she was the second wife as well. But, she's cool. They have extracurricular activities, and neither one of them cares. It actually turns them on. So then this is when we get the final scene of the woman running in the woods, and now she has actually got shot and killed. I'm like, is this the woman that's been missing?
Good question.
Don't know.
Are you going to watch it?
Yeah. I'm tapped. This is my show. This is my kind of show.
I think maybe I will finish it then. Because, I know what happens, but I don't know
You said you missed a lot, so it's probably a lot of stuff that...
And I also don't necessarily, know... I don't know how it happens. I know some of the things... I know, the outcome, and I know some of the things that happen, but I certainly do not know all of it, because there's way more moving pieces, way more characters, and nor do I know how we end up where we end up. So, it's well done, and, the entire style of the whole show, you're immersed in it, and I really love that. Yes, the wigs are bad, yes, the outfits are very over
the outfits are on point for me. It's the hair.
Well, the hair, I was gonna say the outfits are very over the top, and that is such a stark contrast with Brittany Snow and her fucking beachy waves. It really plays into that so well, and the fish out of water aspect of being a fish out of water is makes you very nervous, and being nervous can also be feeling really giddy, and being nervous can also be you've got a crush on someone, you're nervous, so all of the heightened emotions of everything I think play into the whole system of this so well, also because she's new. She doesn't know. She's just kind of going along with everything. And I think that is usually my favorite setup for murder mystery stuff is when it's just things are just the ball is rolling, and you're not really in a spot to stop it or catch it, but you're there and you're in as a part of it. So I just think it's very well done, and at the same time, also deeply random. And I looked up, and Malin Ackerman, they based a lot of her off of Ivanka Trump, apparently, or Melania. Sorry, Melania Trump was the vibe. And I was and your husband, we got it very, very, very Jeb Bush-esque. But I looked online because I was curious what people thought of the book, and I didn't even. There's I don't know. It was some book reviewer subreddit or whatever, and people were I wanted to like this, but as a God-fearing Christian woman, I did not like the sin that these women were. I thought it was about wives who hunt. I am deeply aghast. And then there are people being oh, I liked the book. But my God, I loved the show. And there were all these women being like, that show did something to me. And I was like, oh my God, women, girls, I think you should explore that. Like, and it was like literally be like, I'm married to my husband. I've got 3 kids at home. But God, that show, there's something special about it. And I was like, wow, okay, people weren't lying when they said that this was taking conservative women by storm. Like this was, it was opening their eyes to a lot of different experiences and a lot of different things. But yeah, people like loved, people who said they like felt fine about the book were like in awe of how much they loved the show. They said someone said they've never watched a show this good in their entire life. And I was like, okay, well, I think you might be
open
gay.
you up to some more TV, but
well,
yeah.
And also, like, I think if you found this to be that profound, there was another light that
there's something that
flickered
that
for
opened
you.
up for you.
Yeah. The impact of this was personal.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, well cast too. Except I just found out Brad, the son, he might not be British, but he's Australian. He's a Kiwi, New Zealander.
Okay.
But I guess they're coming for us now too. What would you rate it?
I'll rate it 10 out of 10 skeets.
Skeet. Made me think of the SNL skit with Timothy Chalamet. Yeah. Skirt.
Nah, this is skeet. Skeet, motherfucker.
Yeah. No. But have you seen that sketch?
Yeah, of course. That's why I just quoted it to you.
Yeah. I would rate this, I don't know, 10 pairs of titties on Netflix. You know how I feel about nudity on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
I think culturally it's an incredibly good sign.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we need more penis and we need more male nudity in general. But having nudity on a streaming platform again, like, yeah, that's what you're for.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so buttoned up? This isn't ABC.
Right.
Come
you don't
on.
have to worry about the FCC.
And so when it was just all kid-friendly shit, I was like,
You can't say that when House of Cards existed.
That's what I mean. It felt like they were trying to erase their entire branding for a minute, and they're like, and I go, no, I'm so sorry. This is streaming. Show some ass.
Right. We got a lot of that in Orange Is the New Black too. Yeah,
Yep.
But you're right. After the 2 initial shows, they did have a purity.
Yes, because it then became, as opposed to premium television, which premium television used to mean that there could be more illicit things like nudity on TV. Then premium television meant that, like, no, that's like low brow, and like not like, now that we're high brow, we need to get more conservative and more buttoned up, which is bad, very, very bad. And so then bringing back nudity, I was like, okay, I don't agree with Netflix as a whole on the vast majority of things, but like at least we can, removing the purity culture from like specifically streaming media is like it's a good sign.
Yeah. What are we gonna watch next week?
Great question. For next week's episode, we are going to do Supergirl. Get out to theater, support your local movie theater, and watch it.
I'm looking forward to it.
We
All right.
will see you next time.
Join us on Monday for Don't Blame Me.
Bye.
Bye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.